Okay, so we're back at it again tonight. I need to finish up. I got about a week to go for the Applefest car show. I need to put a rad in this. I need to put some supports for my hood cowling, or the cowling inside, because when I chopped it off, it weakened this up a little bit. So I need to support the bottom of this to the mount so it doesn't move. You'll see when you move the hood, you can see it flex. I spared you guys the details of mounting the hood. I still make a hood latch. $5 a piece at Roblin's Garage out in Demaresteville. They're off a 40-something split window panel Ford truck. I don't know what they're. A little bit different, but we adapted them to fit. This is what was on the truck, and that's the style right there I got. I think it was like that, something like that. Anyway. So tonight we're going to work on the cooling system. Next few nights it's going to rain. Biggest addition, I put this poly tarp, whatever you want to call that thing, on here. It doesn't look too bad. The tuck tape, we did it last night, was a bit hard to stick on there. Looks like crap, but you know what? I don't care. As long as it keeps it off, the rain off me, that's all that matters. So I'm going to have to work on the front here to keep the wind out of it, or it'll probably rip it right off. And then close in the back, maybe have a door there. It's temporary. Alright, back to the situation at hand. Radiator. Small one. Don't have a lot of room. So, because I want to stick it under the hood here temporarily, I want to put it right in here. Sideways, electric fan. 03 Cavalier that come out of. I don't think it's big enough to keep the engine cool if I'm working it, but we'll see. For the car show it'll be good. I got myself a fuse block for and cooling temperature switch. Here's a fuse block with a fuse relays in it. So that we're going to use that with a cooling temperature switch in the. I'm going to try to put it in the intake here somewhere. I might get lucky and put it in there. Well, I'll have to be underneath the thermostat, but well, probably not. But maybe I can take this out and adapt that to fit in there, hopefully. Anyway, back at her here. Okay, so I chose to put the rad here. My buddy Lawrence was over and we were looking. He suggested I put it under here and make a rad fit in here. Be a lot easier. Let's close this up. I don't have a whole lot of room with this hood on to put it out front. Now if I want to put a ram bar on the front of it, which I want to, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I haven't decided on ram bars. I got this big piece of plate. It's gonna have to come out like that, but I want it to be unique, but that's a whole other situation. So we can't put the rad underneath here because it won't fit. I could try to adapt it to put it over top of the engine, which is the second design. That's the one I want to go with first. Here is awesome idea. This back one is a good idea too, where I was going to put the big rad, but I had to plumb it from the front to the back. But I want to put a dump box on it. I have a box I got off a 40 something or 50 something International for $80. It's dinged on this side. I only need 3.5 feet, so we're going to chop it right in front here somewhere, and probably about 2 feet of it up this way, or 1.5 feet. It's pretty dick shape, but for $80 we're going to chop that up. It's nice and straight on this side. So I want to put that dump box on there, so we can't put the rad in the back. So it's got to go up front. There's only 2 places for it. It can't go in front of the engine because I don't have any room, as you can see, unless I get a short water pump, but then I only have, you know, a few inches there anyway. So I'm going to try to adapt this Cavalier rad, 03 Cavalier rad with the cooling fan. It's 31 inches long, and I'll cut this crap out of here. I think it should go right down in here. Let's get at her. Alright, it's going to take some more cutting, but I think it's going to fit in there. I just have to cut out a piece of my throttle pedal support. Alright, did some chopping and hacking, but it's in there. Not sure if it should go here or on top of the engine. I think here's a good spot. And you can see I had to notch out the gas pedal bracket to get it in there. 31 inches, it just didn't fit. Now to make some brackets to hold her in there. I got the top ones and the bottom ones, so I'll have to make something like that. hold it. Alright, so I need to weld this support in the bottom of the tank there, and I'm going to cut it off on this side first, since that's the side you can see it kind of sticks out past a little bit. I'm going to stick it down in there and then cut it off to length to fit in there. Alright, so it's got to sit down in there like this on that rad support. I'm going to chop this end off right there. Then I'm going to stick it down inside the hull because it got a lip down there. Actually, it might sit right on top of that because it's got to sit on top of that anyway. Let's try it. Alright, so I got her down in the hull. I'm going to place the rad in here and see which way I have to be, this way or this way. I'm going to probably cut that end off where I marked it with chalk. I just left it for now. It's going to work out good. If it stays right there, I can weld that along the line there. This might only be temporary. This will go to the car shows, I'm not sure yet. If it keeps it cool, it probably won't keep it cool when I'm working it though. It's not a very big rad, so you never know. It's aluminum, so alright. Alright, so the mount's welded in position now. Lots of clearance around. I might actually take the grinder and grind those corners off a bit more, just in case it bounces around in there. Alright, so the rad's in there. I opted to throw away the overflow tank. I'm gonna have to get a upper rad hose with a, like off a 99 Dakota with a rad cap in it, and put a separate overflow tank instead of having that pressure tank and all those hoses in there. Block this off. Add the coolant switch, temperature switch, had a gauge. Yeah, and we'll rewire the fan and everything. It's looking good though. So far so good. I'm going to weld the bracket on the bottom here so this doesn't flop around. Like in here somewhere. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to do away with all this nonsense. And I bought myself a rad hose off a 2000 Dodge Dakota. And we're going to cut this. It's a little too long, but that's alright. It's not really bent totally where I want it, but I think if I cut her off here and up here somewhere and put that in there, I'm probably going to change the thermostat too. And I need to put my coolant temp switch for the rad here or in the intake somewhere. That's the plan. Maybe, I don't want to put it there, but here maybe. And put my coolant temperature gauge switch in over here. So let's get her done. Alright, so that's installed. Nice. It says 20 pounds there. I guess it doesn't matter. Normally you get, like, I could change cap out after 15 pounds. That's kind of weird, 20 pounds. But anyway, we need an overflow jug, and I'm going to block off this top bleed hose. I might even bleed some air to there. It's not the highest spot in the system, but it's the highest spot in the rad. So I might have to bleed air there too, so I don't get any vapor locks. I don't think I can put that hose right on there. Alright, so I did add, I forgot to mention, a coolant temperature switch for a rad fan. This comes off a 1989-90 Pontiac 6000 2.8. It screws right in the 305, 350 intake. And I just kind of wired in there loosely. Like I said, I'm putting the fuses here after. Just taking care of small things. It comes on about 210 and goes off about 160, I think, before the fan kicks off. It does work really good. Okay guys. Alright, so I've crudely wired in some relays. The one smaller wire I'm going to hook later on into the ignition switch, and I'm going to fuse all this eventually. It just got done like this crudely until we get things all straightened out with the wire harness. Same with this thing right here. When this starts charging, this idiot light will go out. I'm going to put this on the dash so I can tell if it's not charging or not. A gauge would be good too, but the light, you can see that right away. I'm going to hook that right now. Got the battery mounted in there. I went with a side post. I had a brand new side post in my older car, so reuse that. What else? Yeah, that's about it for that. Wired this in, and this, like I said, this has to be all tied in with a wire, shielded looms, and then we're going to tie it to the wall. Maybe use some older stuff. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, guys, I had a little bit of wind damage. It blew my garage sideways. The plastic stayed on, so the tape job did pretty good. I got to fix that, and I got to anchor it to the ground a little bit better. I had tied the tires off the caddy on the corner. It was lifting it up, so I had to put a couple of these 40 or 50 pound blocks on the corner. Yeah, that was fun. Damn wind. Anyway, guys, you like this kind of thing, please rate, comment, and subscribe. We got lots more on the way. We just finished a parade there. I don't know if you can see that video first or after, I'm not sure. I only went to the one I was really sick. Anyway, talk to you guys later. See ya.